Hello, everyone. Welcome back to True Gunners TV. Yes, we're back again, back with some more transfer news and reports today suggesting that Folarin Balogun could be on his way to Tottenham. Tottenham, of all teams, and Arsenal are considering allowing this to happen as well. So we're back to have a rant and rave. Of course, Folarin Balogun has been subject of interest from multiple clubs. Apparently, Arsenal have already rejected bids from the likes of Inter Milan and Monaco because it doesn't meet their £50 million valuation. But of course, now we know that Tottenham have sold Harry Kane and he is now a Bayern Munich player. Tottenham are looking for a replacement and Balogun is one of the names on their list. Now, before we get into this, I've got loads to share with you tonight, guys, because I am fuming once again, probably more fuming than what I was last night. Now, what is clear is since Jurrien Timber's injury, Arsenal are potentially looking to go back into the market for maybe one or two more signings. Definitely a defender is priority, but there are issues with Arsenal being able to go back into the market because of financial fair play. Hence the reason why we signed David Raya on a loan deal. And we went through all of this last night, guys. If you haven't watched the stream, make sure you go and check that out. Of course, talking about Jurrien Timber's injury. But today, focusing completely and utterly on Balogun. Now, if Arsenal allow Balogun to move to Tottenham, we are finished. We are finished. I don't care how much money they are offering. You do not sell one of your players and strengthen a rival, your main rival. Now, Arsenal have done this in the past, yeah? Robin van Persie being prime example, right? Competing with Man United. Man United need a striker to win the league. Robin van Persie ends up being that man. And look, our hands were tied there because Van Persie reportedly didn't want to sign a new contract. He's, of course, come out in multiple interviews since stating that Arsenal never actually offered him a contract. So it's a different situation altogether. But Folarin Balogun is a player who went out on loan last season, did very, very well, scored 22 goals in the French league, put his name up there with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi. Yeah, he was outscoring top players in the French league at Reims. And he hasn't been given an opportunity at Arsenal. That, to me, in itself is just absolute ridiculous. We are allowing this guy to leave so we can keep Eddie fucking Nketiah. And Eddie Nketiah isn't good enough for Arsenal, never will be. He'll never be the player to take us to the next level. I don't care what anybody says. This guy isn't good enough. Simple as that. And Folarin Balogun comes back from a loan spell, wanting minutes at Arsenal. Prime example and prime opportunity to give him minutes would have been pre-season. We didn't play him once. We played him once in the friendly against Nuremberg, which I suppose was part of pre-season, but it was more pre-season. We go out to America. Of course, Balogun being an American citizen now, an American footballer, plays for the American national team. Great time to give this guy a few minutes, to let him produce and show us what he can do. We didn't do it. We could have done it against Man United. We could have done it against Barcelona. We didn't do it. For whatever reason, we didn't do it. And it's looking more and more likely that this guy will not be at Arsenal Football Club come the end of the transfer window. Fine. That is a decision made by the manager, made by the club hierarchy, and it will be a decision that they will have to either live by or die by, basically. But if you dare sell him to Tottenham, If you dare accept any money from them lot down the road, this for me would be up there with the Van Persie thing, because I'm not saying Balogun's going to go to Spurs and help them win stuff, but the moment that you start selling your players to a main rival, the idiots that live just down the road from us, I'm sorry, for me, that is a disgrace, an utter disgrace, an absolute disgrace. And if Tottenham pull this off, well done to them. Yeah, well done to them, because they got stung by Sol Campbell, and now they're probably looking at an opportunity here where they can take one of our Hale end academy products off of us for a reasonable fee. Let's just put it that way. Like I said earlier, Monaco and Inter Milan have put offers on the table, but it does not meet our £50 million valuation. Now, we know Spurs have got roughly around £100 million for Harry Kane. So they have £100 million to spend. They still need multiple players in multiple positions, no doubt, but striker is their priority. And they are out there looking at a number of options. And let's be real, guys, the strikers market isn't that great. But they have to replace Harry Kane. They have to. It's simple as that. And you could probably argue that Balogun, for as reasonably unproven as he might be, is probably the best option out there right now. Apart from, I don't know, your Mbappes. I mean, there's a few other young players that are in the foreign leagues that, you know, are up and coming and look decent. But it's no different to Folarin Balogun. It's no different to Balogun's situation at all. And this could play right into Daniel Levy's hands. And I'll tell you now, Arsenal should not be dealing with Tottenham, full stop. Full stop. And that's my feelings on it. I want you guys to get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts and feelings on this. But while we're here, guys, I wanted to share this with you because this made me howl earlier. This is what our fan base is like. Igal, big up yourself, Igal. If you're watching, shared a poll on Twitter earlier on today, which said, would you sell Balogun to Tottenham? And the poll was, no, £60 million, why not? Look at them votes there, guys. 171 people voted and 59% said, yeah, we'll sell him for 60 million. To our direct rivals, 60 million. I wouldn't sell him to them for 80 million. And I'm telling you, if Balogun becomes a top player in the Premier League and starts banging in goals for Spurs, we're going to look like fools. We already do. To think that we're even looking at potentially negotiating with Tottenham for the sale of Balogun. We should be telling them from the moment that they pick up that phone, no, we ain't dealing with you. Simple as. I'd rather keep the player and him be unhappy and maybe give him one or two opportunities now that Jesus is out injured than sell him to you. There is no reason why Arsenal have to sell Balogun in this summer transfer window, apart from the fact that, you know, he may want to go. And I don't blame the geezer because he hasn't been given the opportunities that he wants. But if you dare sell him to Tottenham, you dare sell him to Tottenham. But this is the fan base that we have to deal with, yeah? Oh, yeah, it's all right. We'll sell Balogun. 60 million. That's plenty. 60 million. Really? Really? And do you know why we're so desperate to sell Balogun? because we need a replacement for Timber and we still need other players in the squad. Well, guess what? If Edu Gaspar was that great at negotiating sales, half of these players that should be off our books by now would already be off of our books by now. And we're seeing reports today that Nottingham Forest may bid £30 million for Nuno Tavares. And look, I'm not saying that's not a great price for Nuno Tavares. Of course it is. But why is Pepe still here? Why is Lokonga still here? Why is Rob Holding still here? Why is, all these deadwood players still here? So far, we have negotiated 2 sales that have given us a little bit of funds, a little bit of money. Granit Xhaka and Matt Turner. Yes, you could say Austin Trusty, but £5 million, what does that get you in the transfer market now? Nothing. Right? So unless, and this is also part of the reason why Arsenal are looking to move Kieran Tierney on. I even see somebody say earlier, oh yeah, that's it, sell Balogun for 50 million. Then we can drop Tierney's price to 20 million so we can get him out of the door quicker. Hang about. What are you saying here? What are you saying here? Look at the players we're being linked with to replace Timber. Are any of them better than Kieran Tierney? No. So why are you so quick to want Kieran Tierney sold? Why are you so quick to want Balogun sold when we've still got fucking Eddie Nketiah playing for us right now? Honestly, these fans deserve everything that is coming to them this season. Let's just have a look at some of the comments in this as well, because Jay Andrew says, we ain't buying a forward who can't break into your side. Let's be guided. Igal says he starts for you, and I agree. He does start for Tottenham. Yeah, no doubt. Never going to happen. Another Tottenham fan. Agreed. No thanks, says Patrick. He's crap. We don't want your cast-offs. Look, that's Tottenham in a nutshell. Tottenham will go and do whatever they can do. No, people saying no, don't sell him. Sure, here we go. This is perfect. Nicholas. Sure, as long as it's a premium, the amount of teams that can pay the appropriate fee is small. Plus, if he wants to go to Spurs, then that's on him. Well, no, my friend. He wouldn't be wanting to go to Spurs if we gave him an opportunity like he asked for when he come back off loan. But instead, we're playing Eddie Nketiah in front of him. We're playing Eddie Nketiah in front of Trossard. Make that one make sense. Okay, I can accept Balogun not getting opportunities if we've gone, cool, Jesus is out. We're playing Trossard. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We've gone, cool, Jesus is out. Let's give Eddie another run. Let's see what Eddie can do yet again. How many more times are we going to keep playing Eddie? Before this manager actually wakes up and goes, hang about here. You're never going to be the top striker that we need at Arsenal Football Club to take us to Champions Leagues, Premier League titles. You're never going to be that guy. Never, ever. I would rather they give Balogun an opportunity, because even if he's worse than Nketiah, at least we've given him a chance. At least we've sat there and gone, cool, Balogun's not as good as Eddie, sell him, move him on. But no Arsenal fan knows how good or how bad Balogun is. You can only go off what he's done over there in the French league. And look, it's the French league. I don't rate the French league. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, the French league's wonderful and, he should be played based off that. But what you have got to look at is the fact that he was playing for Reims, a mid-table club. He wasn't playing for one of the top clubs in the French league. Like, people like to say, oh, well, Lacazette scored 20 goals in the French league, and look how poor he was at Arsenal. He's also playing for Lyon, one of the biggest clubs in the French league. He near or nearabouts outscored Mbappe as well, who was playing for PSG. So you got to weigh all this up. What's Eddie Nketiah done? Scored 5 goals last season. How many goals did he score when he was at Leeds? Do you know what I mean? When are people going to wake up to this? What else have we got here? Dodo Arsenal. Yeah, you are a dodo, mate. For the right price, yes. They won nothing with Kane. I don't see them winning anything again. As an Arsenal fan, I'm cool with that. Oh, you're cool with that, my friend, are you? Okay, all right. We'll see. We'll see. Because if it happens, another one here, 70 million, and he can go. Okay, friend. Okay, mate. Okay. 100 mil and they can have him. See, I like the attitude like that. 100 mil. You know, he's not worth 100 mil. We know he's not worth 100 mil. But he's basically saying, no, you ain't having him, basically. I'm going to price you out of this. But there are people genuinely saying, yeah, cool. We'll give you him for 60 mil, 50 mil, 50 mil. Yeah. Why not? Ridiculous. At the right price, I don't see why not. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, mate. Not a big deal. All these are receipts, by the way. Absolute receipts. Yes, for 70 mil. Hear me out. This one. Hear me out. 50 million plus Tanguy and Ndombele. Anybody take Tanguy and Ndombele at Arsenal? Do you think Tanguy and Ndombele gets in ahead of Declan Rice? Thomas Partey? I don't. Does anybody think that Ndombele is actually going to do anything this season? Because, yeah, okay, he might perform out in, you know, the French league or wherever it was he was on loan last season. But in the Premier League, he's crap. So, oh yeah, we'll take 50 mil and Ndombele. Idiot. For the right price, yes. Some people saying 80 million. You know, there's loads here. 60 million to them. No way. We have to go higher than that. 100 million. Exactly. You know, how can you be? You can't be selling or considering to sell Balogun to Tottenham, of all teams, for the same price as what he would be for Inter Milan, Monaco. There's a premium on top of that because you're Tottenham and we're Arsenal. Yeah, you're the shit down the lane. We ain't selling you any of our players, asset or not. Simple as. You know, don't care that you've lost Harry Kane. Stay in that mud. Do you know what I mean? But look, I'm going to show you guys a report as well because a lot of people are saying that this is, you know, fake news and whatever. Might well be. But I don't trust this football club. It's as simple as that. Tottenham to make Arsenal approaches Daniel Levy eyes audacious transfer. Tottenham could be about to make outlandish transfers. They look to their local rivals, Arsenal. They're reportedly considering a move for Arsenal starlet Folarin Balogun in what would be an extraordinary transfer between the two North London rivals. Sol Campbell was the last player to cross the divide in 2001 on a free transfer, receiving extreme backlash, but Spurs chief Daniel Levy could now be prepared to do business with the Gunners. Italian outlet have claimed that Spurs want to sign Balogun, who Arsenal have been willing to sell, but have been unable to find a suitor so far. The American impressed on loan at Reims last season, featuring alongside the likes of Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi at the top of League 1 goal-scoring charts. And we want to sell him, guys. We want to sell him. Well, guess what? What will be, will be. But if we don't win the league this season, in fact, let me scrap that one. If we don't win a trophy this season and we don't compete for the league this season and we don't compete in the Champions League this season, not this side, this guy behind me here should be sacked. It's as simple as that. You can't go making decisions like this, big decisions like this, without giving a player an opportunity in a game situation. I don't care what he does in training. I don't care. Guess what? Some of the laziest players in training are also some of the best players in a game situation. To not even give this guy an opportunity. It was like he judged him after giving him 10 minutes at Nuremberg. He had 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And yeah, he had opportunities. And he fluffed his lines. But guess what? He created opportunities for himself. How did he create opportunities for himself? Because his movement was good. You know? He had shots on goal. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Didn't score. But you can see the difference between him and Eddie Nketiah. Why are we not giving this guy an opportunity? Why? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Look, I've finished my rant for the night, but I'm going to get into your guys' comments. Make sure you're subbing to the channel if you're not already. That would be very much appreciated. Make sure you're slapping up that like as well. Hitting the notification bell so you never miss a stream. And also, as well, share this content around, guys. Please, please. It really does help boost the channel. I'm trying my hardest here to build a community for the Arsenal fan base, the real Arsenal fan base. None of these idiots who just sit here going, oh, well, everything's all roses and oh, it's all fantastic. Everything's great. Oh, super Mick. Yeah. Sometimes things just have to be called out. And guess what? Like I said yesterday, for the past 3 years, I've been right. Every single time. And I don't want to be right. But I have eyes. I have a brain. I use it. I connect the two together. And I go, hang on, something's not right here. And every single time, what happens? What happens? So, and I know there's a lot of you out there that are very, very similar or in the same boat that just think, think properly. But there are a lot of positive merchants out there who just want, oh, everything's great. It's all great. Don't be negative, because that's what it is, apparently. It's not realism. It's not being realistic. It's not calling things out when things are wrong. It's shutting your eyes to it and just going, yep, positivity. Let's all be positive. Yeah. What? Balogun's gone to Spurs? Oh, I couldn't see that. Oh, well, it is what it is. Mikel Arteta said he's not good. Mikel Arteta didn't want to play him. So he obviously isn't good. He obviously isn't better than Eddie. Not at all. But there we go. Let's see who we've got in the chat tonight. Big up Johnny D. We got Niall. Balogun to Spurs is up there with another Sol Campbell situation. Will Flo be a Judas like Sol was? In your opinion, look, Balogun has, apart from the fact that he's a Hale boy, there's no loyalty in football, bro. Yeah? It's very rare you see loyalty in football. The last time I saw, the most recent player that I've seen be loyal in football is Harry Kane. Yeah? Harry Kane could have and should have gone to Manchester City when they went in for him. And if he'd put more effort into it, then maybe he would be a Manchester City player right now. Not Haaland, right? But things just tend to happen in the way that they do. And he stayed at Tottenham and he signed a new contract and he brought into their bullshit. And that's what these football clubs are all about now. PR bullshit. Let's make everyone believe that we are doing things that we are not doing, including our own players. Tottenham to get Harry Kane to sign a new contract. I'm telling you now, Tottenham promised him the earth and he didn't get it. And that is why he's finally stuck to his guns and said, nah, I'm out of it. I'm going. I need to win trophies. Yeah, if I want to call myself the best striker in the world, I have to win trophies. And he's up there in the conversation. Nobody can deny that. Yeah, and I hate to say that because he played for them. But that's the truth. And this is the thing about football clubs now. Let's find a way to make everyone believe that everything's all fine. It's all roses in the garden. Yeah, it's all lovely. It's all beautiful. Nothing here is questionable, negative, nothing that's going on. You know, what can I say? But to say that Balogun would be a Judas, would he be a Judas? I mean, yes and no. He's a Hale boy. You would have thought, you know, this guy being brought up in the Arsenal academy wouldn't want to go to Tottenham of all teams. But he's also made it very clear that he wanted opportunities. And he also made it very clear that if he didn't get the opportunities, he ain't going on loan no more. He is leaving the football club. And he basically put the ball in Arsenal's court and Arteta's court. Play me, give me opportunity, or I'm leaving. So if he chooses to go to Tottenham, then what can you do? What can you do? People will blame Balogun. People will call him a Judas. People won't look at the manager for not giving him an opportunity or the football club for not giving him an opportunity. And I just don't think that's fair. Do you know what I mean? Pick up yourself, Tayyip. I would rather sell my soiled underpants to Spurs than Balogun. 100%. Edu's backdoor transfer. Edu's a mate. The sooner that people wake up about Edu, the better as well. Everyone counted Balogun as sold, not good enough. We don't care where our rebuts go. Okay, Johnny. If that's your feelings on it, my friend, then that's fine. We did give him a chance against Nuremberg and made a fool of himself. Okay, Johnny, let me ask you this. How many times has Eddie Nketiah made a fool of himself? How many times has Eddie Nketiah came on and not done anything in the game? And you're judging Balogun off of 10 minutes in Nuremberg. 10 minutes when the whole team played poorly. And he had 3 opportunities. And okay, like I said, he didn't put any of them in the back of the net. But what created them opportunities? What was so good about Balogun as a striker overall to get him in them positions in the first place? Everything about Balogun's game is better than Eddie Nketiah. I mean, what are we actually saying here, Johnny? Come on, mate. As an Arsenal fan, this is not good news. Arsenal need to wake up. We do, Bruce. We need to wake up. Backdoor Arteta gameplay. What can I say? People will wake up when it hits them. Then they will move the goalposts. They always do move the goalpost, Carlos. You know, the goalpost will be moved. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, it's Tanguy. Sorry, Tanguy. You know, I don't really care how to pronounce his name. I know he's crap. He's shit. You know, I don't want him at Arsenal. Simple as. I don't get how we can make a case out of Balogun as an asset and not a reject, but think Havertz is a reject and we shouldn't have brought him. Retards. Do I have to explain this one, Johnny? Come on, Johnny. Connect your brain with your computer screen and your keyboard, mate. Because I don't feel like you're connecting your brain here. So what you're saying is Balogun is a reject. Balogun is a flop. And should be considered a flop because we consider Havertz a flop. When has Havertz ever scored 22 goals in a season? Answer me that one, Johnny. When has Havertz ever done anything of note? Okay, we could probably go back to when he played for Leverkusen. But the fact of the matter is, he's had multiple opportunities in the Premier League. Balogun's never played Premier League football. So you can't judge Balogun because he hasn't played Premier League football. Havertz has had 3 shit years at Chelsea. And then we sign him for £65 million. Eddie Nketiah has had 2-3 very average seasons at Arsenal, a poor loan spell at Leeds, and we continue to give this guy opportunities. But the guy who's gone to France, scored 22 goals in the season, had a reasonably good loan spell at Middlesbrough, and I'm not saying it was great, but he had a reasonably good loan spell at Middlesbrough. Cannot get an opportunity, but Eddie Nketiah can. Work that one out, Johnny. Come on, mate. Connect your brain. Arsenal since 1987 says, big up, Brandon, big up. I can't believe that Saka played today in a behind closed... Oh, mate, I didn't know that. Behind closed doors friendly against Luton. What would have happened if Saka picked up an injury during the game? There was no need for him to play. I don't get this let's do behind closed doors friendlies bullshit. I mean, I might be wrong, and people can correct me in the chat if I am. Has any other Premier League club played a behind closed doors friendly this week? Because it seems to me that Arsenal do an awful lot of this, and this is part of the reason why we burn out towards the back end of the season. Why is Saka playing in a friendly that's behind closed doors? And as my man just said here, imagine if he picked up an injury. How stupid is this manager? How stupid is this manager? Seriously. Yeah? One of our most important players. And you're playing him in a game that doesn't matter arse. Yeah? Doesn't matter at all. And risking him. Like, what is going on? People, wake up to this. Wake up. Edu is doing this through the back door, real talk. Edu's a prick, mate. I'm telling you. Arteta doesn't know how to arrest Saka. If we want to buy something of quality, we have to sell Balogun for 50 million at least. Doesn't matter to whom. He is no Jesus or Zinchenko. Okay, Johnny, again, while I understand that, bro, yeah, and I get that, and I understand that Arsenal have to sell in order to meet financial fair play and go back into the market for replacements, and I get it. But we've had bids from Monaco, we've had bids from Inter Milan. They are reportedly around the £40 million mark. I would rather sell Balogun for 40 million to Monaco or Inter Milan than sell him to Tottenham for 50, 60 million. Real talk. Real talk. Think about it, yeah? Why didn't Tottenham sell Harry Kane to a Premier League rival? Because I guarantee you now, if they had actually come out and said, look, Harry Kane is going to leave, Harry Kane is for sale, we want £120 million though. If they'd set that valuation, you probably would have seen the likes of Man United, Chelsea, all go in for Harry Kane this window. The reason why that didn't happen is because they made it very clear. We're not selling to a Premier League rival. I don't care who you are. We are not strengthening any Premier League rival because we are trying to get back at the top table once again after finishing 8th. And fair play to Tottenham. They said to him, look, you leaving? That's fine. but you're going buy him or you're going nowhere. And if that means us losing you on the free, so be it. So be it. You're not going to a Premier League rival, simple as. And Arsenal should be doing the same thing. Even if it was Chelsea coming in for Balogun, we should be considering other options. But Tottenham, of all teams, and you're actually willing to sell him to Tottenham, that's mad, Johnny. Honestly, it's mad. Brandon, for me, it's the league title or Champions League, bro. Yeah, look, high expectations this season. Massive expectations this season. And if you don't meet them, that guy won't be sacked no matter how much you whine. That is fact. You should concentrate on something else. You just waste your breath. Look, I will keep beating this drum until it happens, Johnny, because nobody else is going to. Everybody else is going to sit there and go positive, 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 positive. And guess what? Arsene Wenger was one of our greatest managers to ever grace the Premier League, let alone Arsenal. And he stayed too long. Why did he stay too long? Because too many fans continued to back it year after year after year, even though it was very clear that we were going nowhere as a football club. Now, I'm not even stating that we're going nowhere as a football club, because it's very clear to see that we have a trajectory over the last 3 years where we have consistently improved. But to improve on last season, he has to win a trophy. He has to compete again for the Premier League title at the very least, and he has to have a good run in the Champions League. Anything less than that, he should be sacked, my friend. And that's just how it is. And like I said, there will be more people that, if that ends up being the case this season, which I'm saying it's more than likely going to be the case, there'll be more people that will turn. And there'll be more people. And all of a sudden, us negative ones, they'll be going, well, actually, you're right. Do you know what I mean? And it's not even about being right. I couldn't care less about being right or wrong. I just want Arsenal to win. Simple as that. And if Mikel Arteta is the man to win Arsenal the Champions League, cool. That's fine. And I'll actually come on here and you can all tune in, and I will sit there and I will apologise until I'm blue in the face and say, I was wrong. I'm an idiot. Whatever it is you guys want me to say. Yeah. Whatever it is. And I will be the one that looks the fool. I have no issue with that. As long as Arsenal win. I don't care who it's under. Yeah. 19 years without a Premier League title. Never won the Champions League. It's time now. £700 million spent, bro. Expectations are high. Brandon, you have my full support, bro. Didn't like the way Agal spoke to you last season. Look, me and Agal, we're cool now. Yeah. And we had a little, let's just say, argument. But that was because me and him sit on the opposite end of the scale when it comes to Arsenal and the manager. And we will continue to sit on the opposite end of the scale until the manager proves that he should be Arsenal manager, until he starts winning for Arsenal. Right now, we've gone 3 seasons without a trophy. Yeah, he won the FA Cup when he first came in, but how many of them players are here now? And this is what I mean. But yeah, no, me and Agal are cool. It's all right. Johnny says Agal is a bit of an idiot. He's the polar opposite of Brandon. They are both wrong, in my opinion. That's cool, Johnny. You know, I'm happy that you both think that both me and Agal are wrong, and you're somewhere in the middle, and that's fine. Yeah, I have no issue with that at all. I have no issue with anyone's opinions. Yeah, I can go on streams with people that are toxic or would be classed as toxic positive. I've been on streams with Daoud before. Yeah, Igel, you know. All try and think. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have no issue with discussing Arsenal with loads of other people. But for some reason, if you sit on this side of the fence, there's a big problem. And why can't people be open to discussing other people's opinions and why they think the way that they think? Do you know what I mean? So, big up yourself, Rodney. How are you? Who else we got in here? Happy birthday to Thierry Henry. Exactly. Proper player. Proper player. That was back when we had a proper player. Balogun and Sol Campbell, who said that load of... does everybody think Balogun is the best player at Arsenal, as they thought of Sol Campbell at Spurs? Hey, look, you're right in what you're saying. Yeah. Sol Campbell was Tottenham's best player, and we took it. And Balogun isn't Arsenal's best player. But even so, do not sell Balogun to Tottenham. Simple as. I just finished watching football, the Conference League. Hibs will now play Aston Villa. Good to see Battle of Britain game. They finish 49 points behind Celtic, so Villa big favourite. 100%. Steve, big up yourself. Big up to you, Brandon. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. It's all good, Johnny. Don't worry, bro. It's all good. It's all good. Nobody said Balogun is better or worse than Nketiah. I already told you why Eddie is still here and Balogun is not. The guy thinks he's Thierry Henry. Nketiah has his number, but knows it's a dream. That's true. That's true. I'm looking forward to Monday, especially going out for pizza, then your watch along and the game. I still think Arsenal will win. I think we will. Anything less than 2-0, for me, is just it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. We should be going to Palace and slapping them. We're here to compete for a title this season. Yeah. No more messing around. No more, lack of concentration towards the back end of the game. I don't want to see any of that. I want to see Arsenal go to Palace, control the game, and that's it. If Balogun goes, then this will be the big mistake and expose Edu finally. I mean, we'll have to see. Make sure you're slapping up them likes, guys. Static says 20 likes. Like and subscribe. Big up yourself, Static. Always in here pushing for the likes. Big up yourself, Static. I appreciate that. Let's see who else we got in here. Oh, hang on, Johnny. You've got an agenda against Arteta at this point, but I stopped minding. It all looks just funny to me. Well, we will see, my friend. We will see. Who else we got? Tayyip, Arteta, the best in the world. At least you get the sarcasm. Oh, we got Highbury's local badger in here as well. I hate Arteta. He has no allegiance to Arsenal. He's a Barca man. We just helped Barca offload Ansu Fati reject, and we have funded Barca to buy João Felix. Sack Arteta. We need a striker, not a left winger. Ansu Fati. Arsenal going for Ansu Fati. Jesus Christ. Okay. Arteta needs to start Trossard in the next game. If he doesn't, then he's choosing his starting 11 on favouritism and not on merit. Look, bro, this has been the case for a long time. How many times? Let me think. He used to start, and this isn't an Arteta thing. This is a Arsene Wenger and Unai Emery thing, and multiple managers. But they used to start Granit Xhaka whether he was getting sent off or whether he wasn't, whether he had a poor game, whether he didn't. Yeah, he used to start Hector Bellerin, Arteta. Yeah, because he's his mate. And okay, he sold him in the end, but Arteta is one of these managers who has his favourites, and that's it. Yeah, you cannot have favourites when you're a manager of a big football club. You play the best players available to you. Trossard is one of them right now. He must start on Monday. Yeah, he must. I don't want to see Eddie in this team. I don't care that he scored a goal against Forest. That's great. Yeah, gives him confidence. Brilliant. Now you can go and sit on the bench. Yeah, and you can work your way back into this team again because you will never be good enough. Trossard is one of our better players. Left foot, right foot, you name it. You name it. Yeah, we're such a better team, a better side with Trossard in it. People cannot see this. It's mad. Oh, it's okay. We'll start Eddie because Trossard's better coming off the bench. What? Guess what? If we started Trossard and we got the game over and done with and won, we wouldn't need to bring anybody off the bench. In fact, we'd be bringing on Eddie with the game already won. Instead, what we do is we piss about, we dilly-dally, we wait around, and we wait for something to happen, and then go, it's that minute again, Mikel. It's 75 minutes. Oh, I better make a sub. Trossard, get yourself warmed up, mate. Go and win us this game because they've done fuck all again in this game. The players that I've trusted in. Yeah, I don't want to see Thomas Partey at right back. Do not want to see Thomas Partey at right back. Yeah. I don't want to see Kai Havertz, to be honest with you. Either. I want to see a midfield three of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. Havertz can do it bench as well. Ben White back at right back. Gabriel and Saliba at the back. And then left back, well, this is going to be an issue, isn't it? Because Kieran Tierney could have left the club by then. And I don't think he will be starting this weekend because he didn't even make the team against Nottingham Forest. That is the biggest disrespect in itself. So for me, he's leaving. And if he isn't, what can I say? It's going to be Kivior at left back. It's simple as that. Or Tomiyasu, really. And no doubt within 45 minutes, 50 minutes of that game, Tomiyasu will probably pick up another injury because the guy's made of glass. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Johnny says, my issue with Arteta counter starters is only one. I also had doubts about Arteta 18 months ago, but then I thought, who can make this shit team play like this after reformation? Then play got even better. Yeah, and I'm not saying that he hasn't improved, Johnny. Yeah, there's a clear trajectory there. We went from 8th to 5th to 2nd, and we should have won the league. It's as simple as that. We should have won the league last season. But the game of football is all about one thing: winning trophies. He hasn't won a trophy in 3 years. We basically had the same season last season as Newcastle. We did. Because, we finished 2nd. But do you get anything for finishing 2nd? No, you don't. Apart from Champions League football, we had the same season as Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle. We had the same season as Newcastle. So, what do you want me to say? And then the season before that, we should have got top 4. We bottled it. We finished 5th. And the season before that, we finished 8th. Diabolical. So, for me, he's took us so far to where we're competing for a league title. And that's great. But guess what? Brendan Rodgers did the same at Liverpool. So who's to say that Mikel Arteta is not another Brendan Rodgers, just cannot get us over the line, mate? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finished 2nd one season with Manchester United. And they didn't compete for a league title like what we did. But it's up to him to prove us wrong. And I just don't see it, mate. I really don't see it. And that's what I'm saying. Big up yourself, Ankinola. I think I pronounced that right. Sorry if I butchered it, mate. I honestly don't see anyone except Arteta get us to level 3. He got us to 2 levels, a level by year. I can't see who but him could get us to the last level, especially since 95% of the team is made by him now. And this is the thing. I get what you're saying, John, but sometimes you don't have to rip it all up and start again. People have got to realise we've got a young team. It's not a case of we've got an aging squad. You know, like how Mourinho and Conte like to do it, yeah? Where they bring in pre-made, ready-made players that are towards the back end of their career that you're going to get a good 2 or 3 years out of, and then you're going to have to move them all on and revamp the squad all over again. We haven't got that. But our squad is still very young. They've now got the experience of being in a title race. And it might just end up being where we get proved that it's not the case of the team not being good enough. Because after £700 million nearly spent, the team should be more than adequate to go and compete for league titles and in multiple competitions. It might just be proved that the manager just simply cannot get us over the line. Yeah. Simple as that. You know, it might I'm not saying you rip it all up and start again. I'm just saying you might need another manager to come in who can get the best out of the players consistently in the way that Arteta does from the beginning to the middle of the season, but also get these players to win. That's the key bit. It's the back end of the season where you win or you lose, you know? So we'll see. We will see this season. I'm not going to sit here and, say that it cannot be done, because it could be done, but we will see. We will see. I was not happy when Arteta got rid of Martinez and Leno. I was attacked by my beloved deluded fans for just saying Martinez and Leno is better than crappy Ramsdale and crappy Turner out. Standards is 0. And it's funny, bro, because a lot of people are making their feelings towards Ramsdale clear now. Now that we've got David Raya, a lot of people are saying, drop him, bring in Raya, because they got a new shiny toy, to play with now. David Raya is the new shiny toy. Oh, we got David Raya. Drop Ramsdale. Yeah, Ramsdale's dodgy. Do you know what I mean? These fans are so easily pleased. They forget that, maybe, just maybe, yes, Raya was brought in because we're going to need him at points this season. And yes, Raya, should compete for the number 1 spot with Arsenal. But maybe, just maybe, has anybody actually thought of this? Mikel Arteta has realised that Ramsdale is better when he's under pressure, like he was when he first came into Arsenal, when the whole fan base didn't want him and the whole fan base was on his back. Why have we signed this guy? Why have we signed this guy? And that was when we see the best of Aaron Ramsdale. So it's not just a case of, we'll sign. And, Arteta's going to have to be careful this season, because there are certain things that could end up costing him his job anyway. Kai Havertz is a prime example of that. Prime example. The most a team finish second is 5 years in a row. They got called forever second, and Arsenal certainly won't get it 5 times and get called that, but they need the title, not third place. And this is the thing. The only way that he can improve this season is if he finishes second again, then he has to have a good run in the Champions League and he has to win a trophy. Simple as. If he finishes any lower than second, does anybody actually think that's improvement? It's not. I don't agree. We could have won the title last year. I think even if we wouldn't have bottled it and we won everything after Liverpool, we would have lost it in the most horrible way possible on goals. Disagree, my friend. We'd have done our jobs. We'd have still been 8 points clear. Well, probably not 8 points clear, because let's say for argument's sake, right? Let's say for argument's sake, we lose to Manchester City. Yeah? Because let's be honest, that was always going to be a difficult game. But aside from that, there's not a game there that we shouldn't be winning. In fact, let's be really, really fair here. Let's just say we lose to City and we lose to Brighton. Yeah? And we win the rest of our games like we should have done. We'd have still won the league by 2 points, my friend. Yeah? 2 points. So, I don't know, Johnny. We were simply not good enough. At least we didn't suffer such a terrible blow. Let's hire another random assistant manager, give him 800 million, and maybe he will win. I like that comment. Brandon Arteta just said in his press conference that he wants 2 top players in every position. My question to him, are you sure about that? Yeah, are you sure about that? And this is the thing. It's like, oh, I want 2 top players in every position. Yeah, that's great. And that's what you should be striving for as a big football club. But is Eddie Nketiah a top player? Yeah. We could even add an argument there. Is Gabriel Jesus a top number 9? Probably not. There's probably more clinical number 9s out there. There are certainly better players than Gabriel Jesus out there. And I rate Gabriel Jesus. I think he's very good, by the way. But there's a reason why Gabriel Jesus held up the bench when he was at Manchester City. Because they know the standards. Yeah? They know the standards. They know that he's a very good player, but he's not good enough to start week in, week out in that number 9 role. We've got him as our main number 9, which is cool. That's fine. With Eddie Nketiah as the backup. Is that 2 top quality players in that position? No. Is Reece Nelson a top quality player? No. Trossard and Martinelli? Yeah, you can have an argument about that. Odegaard and Smith Rowe? I mean, when Smith Rowe's fit, potentially, yeah. The 8 role, we've downgraded in that one. We've got Kai Havertz and Fabio Vieira, and neither of them are good enough. Simple as. In the 6 role, we've got Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. That's 2 top quality players, in my opinion. In the left back role, we've got, let's just say, for now, Zinchenko and Kieran Tierney. I would say if Kieran Tierney was actually given opportunities and was used correctly as a traditional left back, then yeah, we've probably got 2 top quality players in that position. Centre back, is Kivior and Gabriel top quality players? I'm not so sure. Gabriel has the bozo gene. Kivior, no, not for me. Saliba and Rob Holding, is that 2 top quality players, Mikel? Well, Saliba certainly is. Rob Holding, no. Ben White and Urian Timber, okay, yeah, that's fine. Ramsdale and David Raya, yeah, okay, that's fine. So you're meaning to tell me that we've spent nearly £700 million and we still don't have 2 top quality players in every single position? How much money does this manager need? Do you know what I mean? 24 likes, like and subscribe. Make sure you're doing that, guys. Big up yourselves and share the content around, please, as well. It'd be so much appreciated. Brandon, great show. It's nothing but facts. Keep up the good work, man. Big up yourself. There's plenty of content to come, guys. Plenty of content. I trust my math over yours, Brandon. As we played Liverpool, if we bottle this, we won't win the league. That Magalhaes bottlehead for 3-1 bottled us the league as much as anyone, not just Arteta. Yeah, and I get it. Arteta's not the sole person. I've never once said that Arteta was the sole person, the sole one factor as to why Arsenal didn't win the league last season. Arsenal didn't win the league last season because Saliba got injured. Arsenal didn't win the league last season because Zinchenko cannot defend. Arsenal didn't win the league last season because we had Gabriel Jesus out for 3 months. Arsenal didn't win the league last season because Bukayo Saka went missing for the last 8 games because he was burnt out. Arsenal didn't win the league last season because Mikel Arteta couldn't make a substitution before the 75th minute and continued to play players even those they was in poor form, and played Rob Holding when he just signed Kivior. So, all them factors. But the manager is still a factor. So, do you know what I mean? It's not as simple as that, Johnny. You know, I'm not sitting here saying the manager. There were a lot of factors as to why we didn't win the league last season, and I get it. But as I've said before, the manager did cost us points last season. Remember Manchester United? Yeah? It's 1-1. Then it goes 2-1 to Man United. And rather than keeping it tight for 5 minutes and then attacking Man United again, he decided to bring on 3 or 4 attacking players. And it cost us the game because we got exposed. So the manager is not perfect. The players are not perfect. Yeah? Just saying. I remember in Premier League, Liverpool lost only 1 league game all year. No title if that happened to my team. I would be gutted. Shows winning titles not easy. You need to work. Yeah. And it's never going to be easy to beat this Manchester City team to a title. In fact, last season was probably our best opportunity. But having said that, Kevin De Bruyne is out injured for 4 months. That's going to be a massive loss to them. If we get our act together, this could be our year. It's as simple as that. It could. In my opinion, Arteta is maybe a good coach, but not a good manager. I blame the bottling at the end of last season on him and nobody else. He's not a grown manager, but hides behind his favourite player. Arteta blew almost $1 billion. He has not bought a single world-class player. He has 0 English Premier Leagues, 0 UEFA Champions Leagues. Pep spent $1 billion and won 5 Premier Leagues, 1 Champions League. F. Arteta are one world-class manager. I mean, it is Pep Guardiola, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Arteta picks the players every week. Yes, the players are to blame. The main responsibility goes to Arteta. He paid way too much money to do his job. He's currently failing. He must step up this season. 100% static. I agree with your assessment of why we didn't win the league, bar one argument. It wasn't proven at the time Kivior is better than Holding. Holding plays for me too. By the way, Holding is quality as a reserve. God, gee. Johnny, if that's the standard, my friend, then I do worry. But I digress, guys. I digress. We've been on here for an hour now. I am going to wrap it up. Make sure you're around tomorrow at 9 p.m. because I have a different kind of video coming out for you guys. And it's going to be a really, really good debate. I've got Northside coming on. I've got Deji coming on. And I might see if I can get another guest on as well. We're going to be debating massively. And I'll give you a little preview to it. Of course, we're going to talk about this weekend's fixtures, and we're going to talk about our our predictions for this weekend. But the main focus of the video is going to be which manager out of the top 8 teams from last season will be the first one to be sacked this season. And this is going to be a very good debate. I think a lot of people think that I'm going to say Arteta. You're wrong. But we'll see how it all unfolds. And like I say, it's going to be a massive debate. It's going to be very, very good. Make sure you're here. It's going to be 9 o'clock tomorrow. So make sure you're here, ready to tune in for that. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, guys. So, but listen, take care of yourselves. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I will see you all here at 9 p.m. tomorrow. And make sure you sub to the channel and like the video on the way out. Peace.